It's what it was intended for.
Back off, Bowie.
It's like the
Back
mask
off.
sort of changes you. It changes you somehow.
And
Back
we're
up.
live.
What?
Say we're live.
This is a very special edition of Verbal Assault. It's the Halloween version. I am Zombie Bernie Sanders. And when I mean Zombie Bernie Sanders, I just mean I'm Bernie Sanders. It's redundant.
Welcome to the show, Bernie. I can't say we'll vote for you, but we're glad to have you.
How would you like to be taxed at 99%?
It kind of feels like I already am.
Truly horrifying, isn't it? All right, that's
Tell me
enough
how
of
it's
that.
for my own good.
It's for your own good.
Somebody's got to pay my student loans. I sure as hell can't.
How's everybody doing? This is we're in what do we call it? AM after Mike. This is the after Mike episode.
Yes. AMM.
Nothing will be the same after Mad Mike's episode.
Yeah.
Welcome
Those
to
are
all
great.
the new listeners to Verbal Assault. It's not only our Halloween episode, but and I'm gonna say this because I know Steve-O will hate it. Happy
You call him-
birthday, Steve-O.
God.
Happy late birthday.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
it's this day.
No, it's not this day. It's happy late birthday.
It's a different day.
It's a different day. We won't say which because that'll upset Steve-O too much. But Steve-O and I do share a birthday. We're officially old now. Do you think?
Yeah. I think.
Pretty
Yeah.
old.
We're. Yeah. 30,
No?
37. Yeah.
37.
You can still pull off mid-30s. You can tell people mid-30s.
Well, but that
Shit,
doesn't
I
change
could
the
say
truth.
early 30s.
That doesn't change the truth. It
I,
does
uh,
feel dangerously close to 40.
Ugh.
I have more energy and vitality than me 10 years ago, by far.
Really?
By far.
God, I wish I did.
I mean, you can't tell by his hair standing up.
Yeah, look at that.
It's clean living, Steve-O. Clean living.
You're right. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk after the show. Tell me how to do it.
Yeah. Becca, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm a little upset about the missing part of my costume. You know who I am? Do you guys know me at all?
You look like Becca from
Ganondorf.
here.
Miss Forgetful?
Is it Zelda? Are you Zelda?
You're
Snow
all
White.
you're all right
You're
in your
Snow
own
White.
way. I'm Link, and
In a hoodie.
because well, yeah,
One of those gaming characters I hear about.
yeah,
Gamer.
one of them. I had my Link ears, which, by the way, if you can tell, they match my shade very well.
Yeah.
They went really well. But you can't see them because of these giant headphones that I have to wear that I forgot about. I have my Master Sword here at the ready. And what kind of Link would I be if I didn't start learning how to play one of these bad boys?
Ooh.
I
You
got
play a song?
a regulation ocarina.
That is a real ocarina of questionable quality.
Yeah. I don't know if it's me that's bad or if
Regulation.
it's this that's bad, but this
Is there
thing has
competition?
It
this
makes
thing
different notes.
has 12 holes, and I have 10 fingers.
Wow.
So it's
Stuck
only
your
I could
finger
live-
in all of them.
Well, I can live that life.
well, it came
We need more holes.
Ooh.
it came with this delightful, and I will read this verbatim, 12-hole fingering chart.
Can we?
And if you guys
Hey, wait, don't show that. Don't show that. We can't show that on
or
You
on
can't
the
show any
YouTube.
fingering chart.
No, we can't show that on
Okay.
YouTube.
So-
What is this, the
Okay.
Kama Sutra of music?
He's
Okay.
trying to teach sex ed here.
Should we call this the Halloween episode?
Halloween. Oh, definitely. Once we get to my story, we definitely call it Halloween.
well,
I don't
if
know.
any
You
of
haven't heard my story yet.
You haven't even done the tongue thing yet. There it is. Ladies.
well, if any
Come
of you
on,
guys,
ladies.
if any of you guys want a copy of this 12-hole fingering chart, I'll get it for you. But I thought that
12-hole fingering chart.
Make a joke about how the men definitely need it.
I already did.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Okay, so I thought I'd play for you guys the progress I've made so far on this thing, if you want to hear it.
Yes.
Well, we
Absolutely.
don't. We don't, but the listeners
Sure.
do.
Okay.
Mad Mike does. I know he's
Okay.
listening.
Here's what I've been working for days. Okay, this is what I got. That's it.
Oh.
That's as far as I've gotten.
Man, I thought you were gonna rip out some straight up Ocarina of Time shit.
It's
I
the
was
beginning
getting
of
ready
one.
for some Star Spangled Banner shit going on. Jimi Hendrix style.
No,
She's been working
gonna-
on it for literally minutes.
I'll get better. I promise.
Yeah, it just feels like days.
Something I
This-
was wondering, Becca, was the color of your ears are far more pale than your own skin.
Yes.
And I wonder if you tried to darken those, would that be considered going black ear? Would that be unacceptable in today's
It's
society?
Close enough that I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. I have no problem with black ear.
I believe all black ears should get married.
I knew we were going to go down this line the minute you guys started saying it. That's eerie.
Oh my god.
Pun Master Dave, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm feeling pretty good. Been doing
Becca
some
said-
streaming.
Becca said have some kind of mask or costume, and you have is that a frog on your head?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
just, yeah, it's just a frog on the head.
Yeah.
It's clever.
I've seen you. You
I'm
wore that.
blonde, so it's kind of like a toad head, I guess.
What? You just did a
And-
silent drum thing after your
I'm
joke?
trying
I
to get
did.
Oh, I thought he was trying to do the whip and
I'm
nay.
blonde, so it's kind of.
Oh yes, Dave, known for his whips and his
Man.
names.
Brad, you're looking mighty dapper as a skeleton.
Well, tonight I am a skeleton with a skeleton hat and a human face.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that
Because I-
face?
Oh, I got it from my mom.
Oh.
But yeah, doing the face paint, it's too much of a pain in the ass. So, but
Yeah.
throwing on a hat and a bodysuit, that's 99% of me covered.
Oh.
Real-
Saw that tweet.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
It looked
Oh.
good with your dance moves.
Oh, the dancing, skeleton
Yes.
dancing.
Skeleton dance.
Oh yeah.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
pull
tried
that
to
up.
show it to people, but every time Steve-O sent it to me that night, and then he sent it to me at some other point where I'd asked for it, and it did not load on my phone, so it is too much for the new iPhone. You know that now.
Got a video. If any of y'all are watching on YouTube or Mixer, you can enjoy Brad dancing around.
I'm gonna
Spooky,
imagine it.
scary skeleton.
Hmm.
Steve-O, I could not have guessed that you would have a space-themed costume.
That's the only one I got.
NASA Commander, you got NASA, and then it says Commander on the other side. Is that what that says?
Yes, it does.
Why didn't you go with the Virgin Galactic?
This is what they had at the party store.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what. This is the adult astronaut outfit, the official NASA approved.
Adult astronaut. Does it have like a wiener cutout?
No, it just
Like
doesn't.
those furry suits that have the dick in them that they can use to they slide their dick in and then they fuck each other in their fur
Through the
suits.
furry.
He
Yeah.
didn't want to wear that costume this year.
After the uproar last year.
No, it just doesn't give you constant camel toe, like the who was it? Sinead O'Connor or somebody sang constant camel toe.
Did she?
I don't know anything
Yeah,
about
her
that.
number one hit.
Constant.
I am the man of constant camel toe.
She ripped up that picture of the Pope and then she sang that song.
Toe,
Yeah.
as
I don't-
always
We need to record
been.
that song now. Patrick, maybe you could put a beat together and you guys could collaborate.
oh
Patrick,
yeah.
We could just get the karaoke version.
Patrick, I noticed that you're looking kind of like Patrick tonight
Yeah.
on our
yeah.
Halloween episode.
Let me go put my outfit on.
Oh,
Right back.
Oh, okay.
we can see you undressed first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
You could have said you were-
but,
You were like the engine guy on Star Trek with that shirt on.
The
Yeah,
shirt kind of does
true.
have that.
Yeah.
Sexy
Yeah.
engine guy from Star Trek.
Better than being a red shirt.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want to run for it.
Okay, go
All right.
get that. Go get the
Give me a
costume.
second.
You guys have any Halloween plans?
Yeah, I'm going to Fish Lips tomorrow. We're going party.
At a party?
Becca might come too, but she's on the fence about everything.
Why's Becca on the fence? Why are you on the fence, Becca?
There
Yeah.
are other, I guess, what do you call it? What's that expression? Like fires in the soup.
What?
You got too many
We'll
fires.
pretend you said irons in the fire instead of irons in the
Fires.
soup.
No, she said fires in the soup.
Yeah.
Fires
Too
in
many
the
fires
soup.
in the soup.
You got too many fires in the soup. You know how it is.
I know how it is.
I can't talk anymore.
I mean,
I feel like every time I eat that tomato soup, I feel like I got some fire going on in my stomach.
yeah. If you just get the soup from the buffet just right, you'll get some fire.
Yeah.
Get some fire in your soup.
Fires in the soup.
So Becca, you have too many plans. You just have so many plans you don't know what to do with them. That's your problem.
Yeah.
See, my
That's
problem is
it.
the opposite. I have nothing to do. I have nothing.
I'll give you half of my plans.
Yeah. Be nice.
If you
Mail
come down here
those
by tomorrow.
to me. Yeah.
I just need to make sure my house is dark so nobody knocks on the
So
door.
nobody accidentally thinks that you actually have.
Oh, Patrick's got his costume on.
Oh wow,
Oh my
Patrick,
Oh wow!
Patrick, that's
that's
amazing.
a really good looking costume.
Holy shit.
Wow!
You're much better looking.
Yeah.
Cricket.
Yeah. I prefer this one. You should just do this all the time, Patrick.
You look so handsome now.
Yeah. You look like a
How's
man
it
that's
going,
going
everybody?
places.
This is like on
Good.
Family Matters when you take Steve Urkel and he comes out as Stefan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the fun now. Been hiding it under a bushel this whole time.
Hey, how about since Patrick is wearing a Brian costume, well, we'll just pretend he's Brian. How's it going, Brian?
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are
He's
you
still
guys
doing his
doing?
Patrick impression.
Good, good.
Yeah. It's a day of celebration.
Yeah?
Yeah, that dude from Friday died.
Which one?
The black guy.
Yeah. I've always hated him. That was a good start to my day today. Woke up, I'm like, huh.
The old guy? Like that the old guy that's like
Yeah.
the dad?
Yeah.
Oh, he was funny.
No, he's not.
Oh, come on.
Not my cup of tea.
And so you're glad
Well, at
he's
least you don't have
dead.
any fires in your soup.
Why couldn't it have been Ice Cube?
Because Ice Cube would never die.
Yeah, I'm okay with Ice Cube. I mean,
Yeah.
he sort of went a little downhill. He pulled an
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
John
But he's-
Witherspoon, that's his name.
What's he got against Eddie Murphy? He's doing fine on old Netflix.
He's
now.
back now, but I mean, do we need to talk about fucking Pluto Nash and shit like that?
I mean,
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's had a good 15 years
he took some time
at
off.
least
You know,
of
he
shit.
was
Oh,
working
shit.
on projects.
Yeah. Steve-O, your pictures are looking good. I
Thanks.
like seeing your photos.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Becca, I seen you dressed as Zelda.
I know what you're trying to do, Brian. I know
What am
you.
I trying to do?
You're trying to gaslight me right now. I know you
No.
know who I am.
He's not wrong.
No, you guys are awesome. I miss all of you.
Yeah,
Right
I
back
miss
at
you
you,
too,
pal.
Brian. I miss
Yeah.
you too. I just saw you Monday and I still miss you.
I miss you all the time.
I miss you so much it makes me rub my nipples.
I think
think
about
you-
you when I touch myself at
I think
night.
you guys need to drop on some de-aging cream commercial whenever you cut to Nathan next.
Hey,
This is
So yeah, let me bring up real quick. This mask is used. Brian used this mask Monday for
Oh,
our
is that it?
other. Yeah, this is the one. I accidentally tore more of it off. Yeah.
Okay.
When I was trying to get it fit. But we did our Halloween special for No More Popcorn. I'll have that up later tonight. But we
nice.
did some. I was telling everybody before the stream, Brian, that your acting was so good. There's a part where you're acting in pain and agony that I started to feel bad.
You should feel bad. I was in pain and agony.
Hey, Brian,
That was
remember that
fun.
time you came down to Florida and then instead of seeing us, you got engaged?
No, dude, look, my fucking profile was hacked. That never happened.
That never happened.
Shit.
I love it.
Hey, what's this shirt you're wearing? You want to talk about that? Do you think you think that's good to talk about on verbal assault?
Yeah, it's
Fighting
perfect.
against Second
Hey man,
Harvest.
even degenerates like helping people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You work there now, right?
Yeah, I do. I love it.
In what capacity?
Like, honest to God, it's the greatest fucking job I've ever had.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Huh?
Talk about it. What are you doing?
Basically, I help volunteers. Like, I'm kind of down there. My official title is Product Recovery Coordinator. Right.
Oh,
Sounds it's
But what
got
that
3
means is
words
that
in
I
it.
make sure that everything's being worked up that needs to go to different agencies. It's a ton of fun, man. Volunteers are fucking great. I've actually been really lucky on that sense.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it'd be a really weird thing to sort of supervise people who are volunteering their time, because I was assuming,
Right.
like, oh, they're not going to want to do shit. But
Yeah. I mean, I guess
pretty
they're
cool,
there.
man.
They had enough.
Well,
to,
you know, a lot of them
to
You're
like
meeting
get
all
up,
those
you
good,
know.
all those good people that actually want to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
so while we're here, I mean, it's all cool, the job and everything, but I might as well make a plug. What does Second Harvest do? Or do you know?
I don't know. He froze.
Did he really freeze? No, he
Can't
did
tell
not
if he
freeze.
froze or if he
No,
just.
I'm just being a dick.
Oh, you. Oh, you.
Well, Dave, to answer your question specifically, at Second Harvest, we actually work with over 550 different agencies across 18 different counties in East Tennessee. Yeah. We also work with Food for Kids programs, which affects over 12,861 kids.
Damn! You memorized that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was just East Tennessee. I guess from living there, I just thought it was like a national thing.
No. It's there's one in Nashville, there's one in Chattanooga, and the one here.
And they take canned goods and stuff, right? And
Just
divvy 'em out.
anything, man. There's all like Kroger donates to us, which Kroger just bought Walgreens, so we're gonna start getting Walgreens stuff. CVS donates to us. People run their own charity, you know, all that good stuff. It's awesome.
Wow. I didn't know we were turning this into a charity drive.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
thought it was nice to do a plug. It seemed right.
I would never volunteer. I would never do it. But if I did, I would do it just to fuck with Brian. So
Patrick
maybe.
actually just told me 2 days ago
I
that
hated it.
him and Lindsay volunteered there, and he fucking hated it.
We bagged up pasta for like 3 hours.
And-
It sucked ass.
And I'm gonna call you out right now. I hate to do this publicly in front of your colleagues. I was joking with a gentleman that I work with who's one of my friends, Dylan. And I was telling Patrick, about, like, hey, we were driving past her the other day going to Nathan's to film that stuff. I was like, yeah, I work just right around the corner. He's like, oh, yeah. I know. I volunteered some hours there. I was like, what am I actually doing? She's like, oh, you're helping people. And he's like, I don't really feel like anything. So, yeah, I brought this up to Dylan. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I remember when Patrick was here. He made frequent breaks. It is very repetitive, though. But yeah, just think, like, each scoop though, you're like, man, I'm feeding a fucking kid.
Feed those
Yeah.
kids.
Fuck,
Eat
yeah,
it.
just,
Little batch.
yeah.
Brian, you're a great spokesman for
We all have
Second
our
Harvest.
things. I just realized that this is the legal way that I get to be around children.
No court can take that away from you.
All right, guys. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it. I'm actually a few moments away from bedtime, but it's awesome to chat with you all.
You too, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We missed you, Brian. Why don't you come down to Florida, get your
I
Facebook
actually plan on
password
it
changed?
because there is a horror video store. Basically, it's called a Grindhouse Video. It's in Tampa.
Oh shit!
It's on the other side of the
So
state.
none
but
of you
close
guys.
We've been
were
looking
enough
for a
of
good
reason
reason to
for
go
me
to
get
Tampa.
down there. But
Yeah.
it's
not 'cause of you. It's for videos.
horror movies. It's right up my alley.
But it'll get you within 3 hours of us, so that's
Is it really that far away?
it's about.
It's on the
2
other side of the state.
Yeah,
Fuck states,
we're on the
man.
exact opposite side of the state.
Which is
Jesus
not as
Christ.
which is not as much as saying it's on the other side of Tennessee, so it's not
Yeah.
that bad.
Right.
That's
you
true.
know.
I mean, if
Travel
you guys
cost,
wanted to be
yeah.
real friends, you just move closer to there.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll totally do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They were real friends. They wouldn't have left us in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, I
All right,
told
guys,
all y'all
say
to come
happy
with us.
Halloween. Have a good night.
See you, man.
See you, man.
Bye, Brian.
Yeah.
Hi, Brian.
Bye.
Okay, Patrick's gonna take his Brian suit off real quick here.
That was a really good impression of Brian.
Yeah,
Wow, yeah, I
he's
really
so
got
good.
lost in his acting.
Yeah,
Completely lost.
Yeah, and he followed through so much. He's like, I'm gonna go let Patrick
you got
back on.
Patrick. You got that suit off so quickly. I mean, you must be
Oh,
sweaty.
yeah, I am sweating right now.
When this is on, I'm gonna nominate you for whatever. What is it? The Oscars.
Sweatiest
That was
actor.
so good.
Thank you. I worked really hard all week on that.
Just
They,
like
uh,
me with my
I don't
ocarina.
know. I heard you
Yeah.
took a lot of breaks.
oh, yeah.
All right, Steve-O, I heard we had a couple voicemails.
Ah, yes. Glad you remembered.
I'm hoping they're positive reactions to last week's interview and not angry screeds about how people are upset about us not hitting Mad Mike really hard and, letting him know how wrong he is about shit.
Right. Okay.
Probably not that, right?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Let's see.
okay.
Let's see. Here's the first one. This is actually the one from a few weeks ago when I remembered at the end of the show, and then we're gonna get to it the next.
Okay.
one.
All right.
All right.
Blast from the past.
Yeah.
If you created a product that was 50% butter and 50% I can't believe it's not butter, what would you call it?
You know what? I think I've got an answer. I think it's probably butter.
There you go. We finally found an Australian to call in.
Wasn't that Becca and Brad?
Yeah.
I feel like that was. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Were you guys like really drunk when you did that?
I
The only way-
probably was.
The only way I'm gonna let you off the hook.
Me and
for
Becca
that.
might have been, but I'm pretty sure Brad was sober.
Yeah, I was still sober.
Oh yeah, Brad's been
It
sober.
was tough to hear it.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a chance and turn this up a little bit, just because I have no volume control with Google Voice. But I'm gonna turn it up on the mixer, so just be careful. Try not to yell too much.
Okay.
Hey folks, this is Bob 70. I want to congratulate the Verbal Assault team for the last week's podcast with Mad Mike. I think y'all did a good job of asking you questions and not demeaning him and listening to his comments. I'm concerned that some of his direction is a bit flawed, but I think you guys did a good job of making it happen. I look forward to hearing how many other folks may have commented to you on this, but good job, and I look forward to hearing more of them. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Wow! Oh my God! I've never been so happy.
Wow!
That's even better than Mad Mike.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
You sound exactly like I would have thought you would. just cool. Learned. Is that a word? Learned.
Learned.
Yeah, it is.
Wise. Let's just say wise. Steady.
It somehow sounds younger than Dave.
I can't believe he listens to our stupid show.
Yeah,
he does.
Wow.
It's an honor.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. I was stressed out about how that would go. I was really worried it would devolve into us yelling at and laughing at Mike until he left.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but we did really well. It was great. I think we
Yeah,
did it exactly like I hoped.
When we were having the conversation, my father and I, we try to talk every week on Wednesday, and we talked about the show this week, and he said he was concerned that it would devolve because he knew it was happening, so he knows
what chuckleheads we all are.
Yeah, and so he was worried that it would devolve, and we kind of talked in between, and I said, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think we're going to do that. And then But when he was listening to it, he started getting a new concern, which was that we were believing him.
Oh no.
yeah.
And I assured him, I said, no, there's none of that.
Yeah,
None
I
of
feel
us
like
are-
it became clear that we were not believing him.
we were being cordial, we were
Yeah.
being respectful, and my dad just grooves on classy acts. And
The thing, and what you notice, if you go back and listen, every time we do kind of challenge him, he very much just kind of goes whoop and goes
skirts
around
it.
it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
He just
Yeah, it's just a perspective thing. That's just a perspective thing. It's been proven. That's just a perspective thing.
It's not his first rodeo dealing with those questions.
Yeah.
right, and he's not, he's not going to be the science behind it. You can attack him about flat Earth all you want, but he's not. I
not a
never got that
scientist.
feeling
He's
that was going to
just
happen.
one of these people that has a hard time taking anybody's word for it. Even
Yeah.
professionals and experts. And I mean, you can't blame them.
So here's what I kind of want to do next as far as flat Earth and interviewing people. I want to find one of these, get in contact with one of these serious YouTube guys that are laying out their quote science proofs of flat Earth. I want to find one of those guys, one of the real assholes, and then I want to rip into that person. That's what I want.
Well, let's hope they don't listen to this episode.
Well, maybe they'll volunteer. I mean, what I mean is somebody that is up to seriously actually sit down and debate all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's something that they want to do, and they're fine going up against us in here because some of these people, I mean, they're serious about all that shit, and they go into great detail. I feel like Mike was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I think so. Because my view on Mike after talking to him is I don't think he cares about flat Earth so much. I think Mike wants to be famous.
Yeah.
I think he wants to
He wants
go
to
to
get what
space
he-
and be famous.
Yeah,
for
he
it.
wants to get what he feels like he should have earned a long time ago, being a daredevil, but he's got to do something crazy to do it. And
Yeah, I think he wants to be the evil Knievel of this generation.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I want somebody that is actually hardcore flat Earth. That is their thing, hardcore, and have a debate with them. I think that would be pretty fun.
And there'll probably be a moon hoaxer too, so I like that too.
Yeah.
The thing is about any conspiracy theorist that they'll bring up points that you've never even considered, and then and they have a tendency of if they like catch you like a deer in headlights where you're just like, wait, what? I've never even heard that, and then they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well I won.
Yeah,
because you've
well,
never
yeah.
considered that point, and you don't even know how to debate it, and they'll take it as a point.
Well, that's how I felt when Mike was talking about the bar lawyers and all that shit.
Yeah,
and
like,
I
I
mean,
have no idea what you're talking about.
he never brought up like the sovereign citizen movement, but I have heard of that, and that's kind of what it made me think of.
Yeah, that's what.
But even that is not something I know enough to really. No, here's why that's wrong. It's not something I've followed enough to debunk. But flat Earth is something I have quite a bit looked at their arguments and all that shit. And most of their stuff falls apart pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's amazing how long it's lasted and how many people have bought into it.
Okay, so this is our Halloween episode, and I have something really spooky for everybody. This video I want everybody to watch, listen to. Try not to be too upset, Dave.
What? I gotta get the remote so I can
Now
turn this
listen,
shit
Dave.
off.
It's not visually disgusting. The ideas are just watch.
You ready? Just go ahead.
It's not visually bad.
Okay.
Just listen.
All right, here we go.
Overall, attitudes towards kink are getting more accepting. We're starting to see it more in mainstream media. So there's socially acceptable forms of kink, I feel like, and then there's socially unacceptable forms of kink. And so what's becoming more accepted in society is the like, oh, okay, you like to get tied up and maybe be spanked a little, and some people are into other things.
Oh no.
Like insects. Many people are really turned off by.
Like insects.
Like insects.
Go on now.
It's in the name.
Formicophilia.
What's he gonna do?
He's got this is a fat bald guy
Such a
sitting on a
weird
porch.
You can hear the mealworms or superworms in this case squirming around in there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take out a few for our demonstration purposes. Well,
some
there's
of
a
them
couple
worms.
of things that you can easily do with them. The first and foremost, the superworms are an interesting sensation. Squirmy, they move a fair bit, and they have sharp feet for gripping. Superworms also will bite. I will put usually a bit of honey onto something onto an area I want them to bite. I know other people use juice for cooking hot dogs in the microwave. Then the earthworms, rinse these off. Now, talk about the earthworms. They feel very unnatural, and you can feel that contracting and expanding against the skin.
Mm-hmm. Hey, pause that, Steve-O.
Oh, there's
real quick.
I was gonna click through everybody and show their reaction.
So I didn't want to watch this whole video because it's 12 minutes. But earlier on, that guy talks about putting his dick in a can of worms. Just to be clear. just so we're clear about. Okay, go on.
Certainly a taboo in the kink community around formicophilia play. There are definitely folks who have concerns around consent. I don't worry over much about issues of consent if I'm talking about a maggot, because that maggot has no higher reasoning or thought process really of any kind. I very much don't feel that way about, say, my dog. My dog clearly is capable of making decisions and doing what she does or doesn't want to do. And thus, her consent is important, which is one of a myriad reasons why I would not have sex with my dog, other than not mention sex with dogs.
Oh, you fuck your
So,
dog.
I mean, when you
He's
look
not
at
into
sort of
it,
those
man. He wants
issues,
some
then
worms.
you come back to like, well, what about that earthworm? And I had someone say to me at a class once, she said, well, that earthworm hasn't consented to being on your genitals.
Okay, pause it.
He's right.
Okay. Now wait a minute. So this guy, firstly, this guy is a professor somewhere, some kind of sex thing, whatever. But who's crazier, the guy that fucks worms or the girl that's asking him about worm consent? Which of those people are crazy?
I kind of want to go with worm consent.
That's the title of the episode. Worm consent.
Is everybody
can't.
leaning toward worm consenter on that?
Dude,
Does anybody say he is crazier for fucking worms?
it's like splitting hairs. They're both fucking crazy, man.
It's I mean, yeah, it's a weird thing to ask, but at the same time, the reason I don't go out of my way to squash a bug that's outside somewhere in nature is because why I don't.
Why would you?
It's life.
Yep.
It's alive over there doing its thing. Why do I need to crush it?
And I don't want its guts on my shoe.
And I don't want its wormy self in my butthole.
Worm self.
I don't know. I don't step on anything outside. If I can avoid it, I certainly will.
Yeah. You come inside of
Jerry,
pregame.
I said splitting hair. Jerry said splitting worms. That's
true.
That hurts.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I think that dude fucks his dog because he's like, yeah, I worry about my dog's consent.
No, but then he said, but I'm not into that. I feel like if that guy, well, maybe
he
not.
was
That
into
would
it,
probably
maybe he wouldn't
that would
care.
lean more toward being illegal, though. I think
Yeah.
fucking his dog. Let's go on to this because it gets better. It gets better. People.
Let's go.
Let's go on.
Let's go deeper and harder.
Earthworm also doesn't know that it's on my genitals.
Oh, it's
Good
just
point.
on
Earthworms
its
are being
genitals.
sold
On his genitals.
either as bird or reptile food or for fishing. No one worries about the consent around that.
That's true.
But if you bring genitals into it, people get weird.
Oh,
He
did
a
do
safe
it.
way to insert
Hold on.
earthworms
He sounds
into
with it.
The urethra. For a lot of
Yes.
people, it
Oh.
can be disorienting.
How dare you?
Because,
Listen.
this idea of this organ is this sort of sacred thing that cannot be penetrated, and putting anything inside there is just unthinkable.
Yes.
I put my penis in ice cold water because worms enjoy cold places. They'll be more likely.
What is his other hand?
Sometimes that's still not enough. They still don't want to go in, and so I use incense for that. Smoke from incense will make them want to crawl down into to get away. What makes them crawl out?
Yeah.
What makes this like a safe thing to do as opposed to them just like crawling into your bladder or whatever, is that the deeper the worm goes, the warmer it gets. Sometimes they back out, sometimes they actually turn around. And so it's that feels
Your
really
dad
good.
must be proud right now, Dave.
She always talks about the look of absolute pleasure on my face as the worm is wriggling inside me.
Oh my God!
There's just no other feeling like it.
Oh man!
I think
I'd
as men
imagine
are
there'd be
accustomed
no
to
other
feeling
feeling.
pleasure on their penis, on this sort of external organ, but you can feel pleasure in different places too, and internally.
You're a crazy
And so
bastard.
that experience is having this part of my anatomy that I normally think of as being the penetrator and that I normally use for penetrating, to have it then be penetrated, it becomes a kind of flipping of gender norms.
3, 2, 1, add.
There.
Oh man.
That's it right there. That's basically
Is that
it. So
enough?
we can just leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
Is that
I don't
enough?
need to hear about a worm turning around and coming back out.
Oh man!
He did say that was the best.
But how?
If it turns around,
How did he figure it
comes
out
back.
the first time? How did he know? Like,
Yeah.
I would have
Let's get some ice
100%
cubes.
assumed that it would just keep on crawling forward.
Well, I think this guy has probably been obsessing about this shit for a very long time.
Did a lot of
And he's
research.
tried a lot of different things to get to where he is today.
Oh man, that.
Best warn your dad not to listen to this one, Dave.
Yeah, it's great.
No.
Tell him
Hey,
we've
listen.
got a great one for him.
Mr. 70, please call in and tell us what you're thinking about.
All right, listen. Jerry's in chat, and
Yeah.
he got in late, and he wanted to so I want to change the subject.
Wait a
He
minute
said-
now.
He said, just getting on. Want to apologize to Dave and Nathan. After thinking about it, I think you guys did a great job with Mike last week.
Thank you, Jerry.
Jerry was a little
Thanks.
miffed at us.
What for
Yeah.
having him? Just for having
No,
him?
for
No.
not pushing him.
Oh,
But I explained it to him, and apparently he has thought through that and seen that. But I wanted to make sure that
Thank you,
'cause
Jerry.
he went out of his way to put that in chat. So I wanted to make sure that was heard.
I think sometimes it's important to just let someone that you completely disagree with speak their mind, and it'll speak for itself. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Now, what if we could get this worm fucker on the show?
Ah!
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I mean, we're known for we talk about sounding is one of our things. Jordan Peterson even
One of
mentioned
our
it the one
key
time.
topics.
Yeah, it's one of our key topics. So this guy took sounding to the next level. He's worm sounding.
Well, if we get him, we have to also get the lady that accused him of raping worms because they couldn't consent.
I can't.
And then have them on at the same time?
That would make one hell of a show.
Oh my god!
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong, but
I'm sure one of us could play the consenter devil's advocate.
I thought
Well-
I thought my bit tonight was going to be uncomfortable.
The dude's reasoning was they don't know that you're
Yeah, they don't know what the
being
fuck's
on
going on.
genitals, so you can go, well, what about babies?
Yeah, well, what about the mentally retarded? What about that? You just checkmated him. See, Patrick, this is what happens when you watch Serbian film. It completely fucks your head up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Messes you up, man. You can't guard your heart. That's what the Bible says.
I
people.
thought
Guard your
they
heart.
were gonna be like crawling up his butthole and getting
Oh.
squished.
Oh, he's
and
got to have
killed.
done that too,
They're
right?
getting squished
He's
and
had
killed
to.
inside there or something, you know.
I've seen some Japanese porn with worms.
But the
with
guy
girls.
the eels.
They put them.
The
I've
Japanese
seen them
girls.
with eels and
Yeah.
worms, and they just put them all up in there.
Yeah.
I shared this morning. I was watching a stream, and I shared when we did that bit on 21 grams.
Yeah.
I shared that bit. I shared a link to the article in chat, in a stream, and that guy went, "Why are you showing this to me?"
Is this when you were gaming?
I
When you were
can't believe this. I can't believe it.
Dave, this was when you were gaming. You shared that.
No, I was watching a stream this morning. And I shared it.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was the appropriate situation to share. He was looking at gifts or something that were all ridiculous and crazy, and I thought, what about that robot baby we did, or this 21 grams? I'm sharing the 21 grams.
So Becca, I think aside from Dave, you were the most horrified by that. Can we get some of your thoughts?
I really don't want to talk about it. Like,
So we've gone too uncomfortable.
I got
Becca,
off 3 times during that video.
That's why Becca's the best one on this show.
It made me so uncomfortable. It really did, because it's my two least favorite things in the world, and that's sounding and worms. I don't.
Finally, someone's combined the two.
How do you know sounding is your least?
I didn't know
favorite
worms.
thing?
I didn't know worms was on the list. I knew you hated sounding.
I'm sure you've been around worms, so you could say with certainty that you don't like them. But how do you know you don't like sounding?
I guess there's really no way for me to know that I don't like it, the physical act of it. But I will say that every time I hear the word, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, I have this weird pain empathy thing where when people tell me about something that happened to them, I just tend to try and imagine how it feels.
Yeah.
So I can be on their level about it or something. And so, like, when I don't have a penis, never have, probably never will.
Like, it's an option.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
There's always the metaphorical penis. Don't forget about that.
I know that has to feel uncomfortable, and so it makes me uncomfortable to think about it.
Well, there's such a thing as a sounding rocket, but I'm not 100% sure what those are.
Hey, Brad. I haven't heard from you very much. How much could I pay you to have a worm crawl up your dick? What would it take? What would it take?
Everything you own and every person you've ever met on.
Okay, well, let's not say me. Let's say I'm Elon Musk, and I just show up one day. I'm like, Brad.
If you want to get on one of my rockets,
I'm into this.
now.
Elon Musk. I'm into this thing. I want to see dudes have worms crawl up their dick.
20 million.
20 million?
There's a number, huh?
I feel like I'm a lot cheaper than that. I'd probably go a lot lower. 20 million. I'm a slut, I guess.
I think 20 million means I don't ever have to work again, and yeah, I'm
You can
willing
spend the
to
rest
do
of your
that.
life in rehab.
Yeah.
Rehabilitation or whatever.
Worm will do when it's wiggling around up in there.
Yeah, you got PTSD shit from
PTSD.
that. Yeah.
One of your friends goes, "Hey, let's go fishing." No.
Never. I'll never go fishing again.
Yeah, you just start spazzing out. Yeah.
Or he will go fishing and spear the worms mercilessly on hooks.
Yeah,
times.
they'll kick me off the boat real quick.
All right, so Patrick, you had a little something.
Yeah. You want to open up that link? I didn't watch the video on it, but it's from Channel 8 News, so it must be true.
Do you want to watch the video?
I don't think it's too long.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go with it.
So the
Maybe
title
it
is "School Misprints Suicide Hotline Number on ID Cards." Goes to an actual sex line number instead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, we still got 10 seconds till this ad is over.
Oh, 10 seconds.
Everybody,
of
you
ad.
ever heard of Walmart?
This is happening out in California at a school.
Of course.
Oh yeah, Lancaster, California. Oh,
yeah.
here we go.
I used to go there.
Yesterday and decided to.
There we go.
When Emily Lavelle and her friends got bored yesterday and decided to see what would happen if they called the suicide hotline number listed on the back of their school ID, this is what happened.
Hey there, hot stuff. I've been waiting for your call.
You heard right. The number connected them to a sex line.
I was in disbelief. I mean, that's a suicide prevention hotline. Like, someone who, like, genuinely needs help like that, they shouldn't hear that kind of thing from what they thought was.
Now wait a minute. See, I completely disagree.
That
might be exactly what they
that
need.
Might be it.
It might be exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need.
Could they have chosen somebody else to interview? Because, like, I mean, that's like they're in need. Because, like, that's just so bad.
And we were just
Before you-
like having fun by calling it, but whatever.
Before you hit play, I'm gonna say this lady is like, it's inappropriate.
She will say it, yeah.
It's inappropriate. It's outrageous. I can't
Of course,
believe it.
I, didn't instantly believe her, and I picked up my phone and I called it, and sure enough, it was a sex hotline.
Janine says it was too late to call the school, so she posted about it on Facebook and got
course.
hundreds
Oh,
of
okay.
responses. Today, the school district issued a news release which says, in part, late yesterday we were made aware that the middle school student ID cards have the wrong phone number listed for
That's
the
like a
suicide
way
hotline.
to get every
Phone
kid to
numbers
call
have
the
two
number.
Yeah, they still have those cards.
The number listed on the card is actually a sex line.
But it
I'm
turns out it was a
surprised
transposed number.
those
It was
still
an honest
exist.
mistake.
Emily's reaction to all of this?
They should fact check that kind of thing.
What do you say to those people who would look at this story and think it's humorous, it's funny?
It does have a humorous undertone to it, but
Thank you.
on the same aspect, if somebody really needed help and they called that number, I don't know what would happen. I mean, they have that number for a reason. And the fact that, they call it and get this number, they'd hang up, obviously. And then what would they do?
They would
Probably
masturbate, except
Yeah,
for
definitely.
masturbate. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like she didn't say
Get
it was
off and think about it.
inappropriate, so I guess she thinks it's appropriate.
Yeah.
It's like Joe Rogan had this old bit back, like way back when he was actually funny. It was like he had this bit about like all of his friends and dudes just doing stupid things with girls, and his whole thing was like, dude, just pause, beat off, and then think about it.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
It's good advice.
Yeah, it was good advice.
Mm.
Dave,
Yeah.
I want to hear about this slightly disturbing, but not quite as disturbing as worm fucking thing that you have for us to talk about.
All right. Now listen, how often do you guys go to the doctor?
Never.
It's been about 14
Once
years.
a year.
You try to avoid it, don't you? Nobody wants to
health
go to the
insurance
doctor.
does a pretty good job of keeping me out of that doctor's
Oh yeah,
office.
this is Dave is speaking to me directly right now.
This is
Now that I
scary.
read this, yeah.
You just every time you go to the doctor, you find out something is wrong or something's worse, and it's just money, and the healthcare system's broke. Well, in my story, which I have to say I only read once because I couldn't get through it.
So you didn't read the whole thing.
Wow.
Oh, I did read the whole thing eventually. Man has massive rotting scrotum removed after avoiding doctors for decades.
Oh.
I
just
like
read
this.
that.
I like this photo they have of a shriveled up
Of a
balloon.
balloon.
Yeah, it's just a balloon, right?
It's- it's an
'Cause
inflatable-
no one would want to see
Find
this
a
shit.
rotting scrotum.
All right.
Yeah.
I need you guys to put yourself in the mental space and imagine as I read.
All right.
After 3 decades of progressive symptoms, a 43-year-old man from Panama was rushed into emergency surgery with a massively swollen scrotum that hung past the level of his knees
Oh wait.
Dude, he let
and
it
had
ride that
begun
long.
to rot and ooze foul-smelling pus. A team of Texas doctors reports.
Yeah.
When he arrived at the hospital, he had a fever of 102.2 and rapid heart rate, as well as extensive swelling and thickened skin in his scrotum and upper right leg. He also had 2 open wounds in his scrotum. Further imaging of his abdomen and pelvis revealed a large hernia containing part of his colon, as well as a huge abscess, considerable tissue damage, and fluid collection.
Yeah.
Fearing the ravages of gangrene and sepsis, a life-threatening response to infection, The doctors quickly wheeled him to an operating room to try to remove the rotting flesh. Pathologists examined tissue from his scrotum, found extensive inflammation, and that some of his skin had begun to liquefy.
Oh, God.
Though days of intravenous antibiotics seemed to improve his surgical wounds, his painful infection lingered. Doctors made the call to remove his left testicle and scrotum, as well as repair his hernia with a biological mesh. Doctors also performed plastic surgery in subsequent operation to repair his perineum and penis, which had become buried by his extremely large scrotum. After 4 weeks in a rehabilitation facility, the man was reported to be healing well with satisfactory cosmetic and functional outcomes.
Oh, man.
Though blood testing did not definitively determine what caused his extreme case, the doctors suspect that it started with untreated lymphatic filariasis, a parasitic disease caused by roundworms that are transmitted by mosquito bites. Once delivered to the body, the worms take up residence in the lymph system, causing inflammation. The most infected people show no symptoms. Some can go on to develop lymphedema, which is tissue swelling, elephantitis, which I think we all know what that is, and such scrotal swelling called hydrocele. Left untreated, dysfunction of the lymphic system can pave the way for bacterial infections to set in. In their conclusions, led by this person and somebody else, this case highlights the management of a patient requiring emergent intervention and multidisciplinary approach in the acute care setting. So, there you go. A scrotum.
Yeah, that's
not what it looks like.
Well, what is that like? I mean, tell us what's that like, Dave, having a scrotum that hangs below your knees?
Well, I mean, the calluses are the hardest part.
Is it on the knees or on the balls for the calluses?
Well, you know.
Right, yeah.
I got stung on my balls by a mosquito once. And now
How did that fucking happen?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened. I was asleep on the couch and at my dad's house a long time ago, and I just had boxers on, and I don't know if I had had my legs up or something, balls exposed. All of a sudden I feel a bite, and it was a mosquito. So now
That's when you started to want to fuck bugs.
yeah.
After that day,
It's all
Isn't that
come
the
together.
thing?
When I wanted to carry my balls around in a wheelbarrow. Dave, this Patrick just sent me this real ninja style. It was just for you. Sorry, it's a small photo, but
I just copied it.
It's the
But yeah, when that X-ray of it, that's what it reminded me of.
yeah.
It's a ball barrow.
Oh man, him's big, man.
So I'm sorry there's no pictures of the low-hanging fruit with oozing pus.
Well, it's
I mean, you
picture
can see
enough for
what
me.
it is.
That's
Yeah.
about as far as we can go on Mixer, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, it looks horrifying right there. That's
Yeah,
enough.
That's
enough.
Yeah.
Looks like some H.R. Geiger shit.
Man,
right there.
you guys coming with the good Halloween content here.
Yeah, this is the most horrifying episode ever. Steve-O, what do you got?
Well, the best thing I can do is talk about how SpaceX is going to put up 30,000 more satellites than they had already planned. They were only planning 12,000 before, and now they're planning 42,000 satellites. And that could, I don't know, that could be terrifying, I guess, for some people if you're in the astronomical community.
I feel it. I feel the terror.
Yeah. But it's going to provide excellent connectivity. And who's to say that they're all going to be up there at the same time anyway? It might just be they're going ahead, they're going to push ahead and go ahead and get the approval for 30,000 more.
What was the Was it called Starlink?
Yeah, it's Starlink. Yeah, the
Okay.
internet. And they actually this week there was IAC. You guys remember the International Astronautical Congress? We watched some stuff from it a few years ago. That was when Elon announced the Interplanetary Transport System, which is now called Starship. You guys remember that back in 2016?
Yeah.
Well, that was just going on this past week in Washington, D.C. And Gwen Shotwell was there. She's the president and COO of SpaceX. And she says that she thinks that they're going to be able to offer service to consumers next year.
Wow.
Wow.
That's ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
And
try
they
to get
are
that
planning
shit.
on a launch roughly every 2 to 3 weeks next year of Starlink satellites.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Did Elon tweet from Starlink?
Yes. Yep. He tweeted
This
through
week?
the Starlink system. Yeah, it was last week sometime. He he tweeted that, and then right after that he said, "Whoa, it actually worked." So their system is working. What they have to do now is they obviously they have their receivers, but their receivers, I'm assuming, are these big bulky things that aren't really good for selling, on the mass market. So they have to come through with their promise where they've said that what they sell to consumers is going to be a pizza box shaped
Pizza box, yeah.
and that's what you will put on the roof of your house, and that's what's going to give you internet. She did mention Gwen Shotwell. That is, she mentioned that there's a lot of people, especially in rural areas, that are paying $80 a month for really crappy service.
Yeah.
So you could take that to mean that they'll charge this, $80 a month for even better service, or they'll maybe charge a little more. But I think that gives you an idea of the ballpark that they're going to be going for what the monthly charge will be.
I bet they do a tiered system.
Probably, yeah. There'll be some yeah. They'll do something that's comparative to what is already out there. Well, maybe, I don't know. SpaceX's style is always to kind of do things differently, but I think that there'll be a decent option. And the Army is actually testing the system right now, and the best they've gotten so far is 600 something megabits or megabytes down. They didn't mention up. They just 600 megabits.
That's still really good for satellite internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't mention the latency that I remember. The latency is going to matter, but they seem to think that they have that under control. That's why they have to have their satellites in such a low orbit, because most internet satellites are in geostationary orbit, which is like 25,000 miles up or something like that, 35,000 miles up. But these Starlink satellites are like in the hundreds of miles up, 200-300 miles up, something like that. So you're gonna
That's
get
high enough for Mad Mike.
Yeah,
It's a little higher than Mad Mike,
yeah, a little
but
higher.
not very much.
High enough.
High enough that he'll be able to talk to the ground through the Starlink system, which would be very ironic.
Yeah.
If he uses Starlink for his communication.
Hey, on a spin on that, did you hear about that the X-37B made it 780 days?
Yeah, it's crazy. I got an email that morning, just with some pictures, and nobody knew. They didn't announce it to the media or anything. It was just like, oh, here's 2 photos that we took, and this is all you get. So almost every photo you saw online was one of these 2 photos.
Yeah.
And so they sent them out to anybody that's like on the media, like the mailing list or whatever, and nobody knew. Nobody got to see it. Apparently, some people did hear a sonic boom, but it was at like 3:30 in the morning, and I don't know. I didn't hear anything. I was inside. I think that was after a night of wassailing.
I mean, that's crazy, man. I want to know how it's powered. It has to be nuclear.
No. Well, it could be.
Beam.
It could be, but
Beam powered.
I do know from watching, actually just today before we got on here, I watched a Scott Manley video about it, and they have, it's like a mini shuttle. I should probably have a picture of it up here right now, but it has a a solar panel that comes out of its it's got a bay, like a bay door, kind of like.
I have a quick question. What the hell
shuttle.
are we talking about right now?
What?
What are we
What?
talking about right now?
The X-37B.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh well, okay, yeah. Well, I'm showing. Yeah,
This is its 5th flight. They've got 2.
It's this
They've got-
thing that kind of looks.
Oh, the Air Force thing.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a
Yeah.
space shuttle,
Okay.
like a mini space shuttle.
Okay.
And it has a payload bay, and inside that payload bay is a big solar panel that is on the end of like a robotic arm that will fold out when the bay doors are open. So that's how it's powered. But yeah, you're right. It could have nuclear in there. Who knows? Like really, nobody knows. They don't talk about it. But that wasn't the other thing I was going to talk about. They moved the Starship over to the launch site over in Boca Chica. So they are actually getting ready to launch the real Starship.
Cool.
Yeah, they're going to put 3 Raptors under it and do a suborbital flight. That's going to be somewhere, they've talked about doing a 25-kilometer launch. So that's not space yet, but that'll be probably the first one. And they've, I don't remember what the dates are, but they've already started to put in for road closures, like in the next month.
Was that the one where they took the power lines down for?
No, that's here. The one they took the power lines down for, that's here. And they still have yet to move that over to Kennedy Space Center, but this one is over in Boca Chica, Texas. This is the first one. This is Mark 1. The one we have is Mark 2. But yeah, so that's interesting. Just, keep your eyes on it. I'll let y'all know when it's going to happen. But yeah, they're going to do it. And they still have to put the cone up there, of course. But they're going to do it.
Sounds good.
So that's scary for the people in Boca Chica because they're not going to be able to be there for this one. They're going to have to get the hell out of there because if that thing blows up, they're all dead.
Hey, wait. The whole town is dead if that
Dude.
thing blows up?
Well, I don't know exactly how the math works out, but this thing is huge, and those houses are not that far away.
Wait, they're literally going to have to drive people out of their houses to
Well,
launch
that's
this
their whole
thing?
thing. Like they're trying to buy people's houses to get them to leave because they're not going to be able to have routine launches with those people living there.
That's like the beginning of a space western.
Yeah.
The rich foreign guy comes in, starts trying to buy up the land for his launch pad.
I
And
know.
then all the locals get angry, and then we have the cool drifter comes in with a 6-shooter, ends up shooting Elon Musk on a train at the end of the movie.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of a downer in the world of space is that everyone's so excited about this vehicle, but they got to get these people to move, and they've already offered them 3 times, I think, their appraised value, but their appraised value is not very high. Like it's low.
That's why they live out there.
Exactly, because they
Yeah.
live right close to the beach. It's a peaceful little town. Nobody really knows about it or knew about it before. And that's why they moved there. And they'll all say that's why we're here. And their complaint is, sure, you can give me 3 times my appraised value, which is kind of skewed because the value is a little bit higher now that they're there. Now that SpaceX
Do you
is
have
there.
like a estimate of the value?
I think one of the people that it was appraised at, like, their house was appraised at $50,000 and they were offering 3 times that. And their complaint was, well, I can't go anywhere else and get the same thing. And so they're going to have to come through, and they'd be wise to just come through, just fork over the dough, make these people happy in order to make them leave, because otherwise it's going to be years to come of them talking shit about SpaceX and how they forced them out of their home.
I think I'm gonna go buy a house down there.
Yeah, rich industrialist. It's a good idea. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a
Flip
bad
it.
idea.
Flip
Let's
it.
go
Get
carpet
Elon.
bag,
to
Boca
give you
Chica.
I'm not sure you could. I don't know. Like when you started going
No.
through the legal steps you have to take to buy a house, they might stop you. Be like, no, we
I will-
can't allow you to
I
do
would
this.
imagine-
we're on our way. We're trying
Well,
to
they
get these
can't-
people out of here.
I would imagine SpaceX would just snap it up and buy it if it came
Yeah,
up on the market. They would just
they've
give
Came
already
up for
bought all
sale.
the
They would just
houses.
they would just outbid you.
Yeah.
Damn you, Elon.
God damn it, Elon.
Well, yeah. If they're
I
not
knew you were-
if they're not going to take 3 times the appraised value, then they're not going to take whatever you could offer them.
Robber Baron Elon. I knew it.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Brad.
Yo,
What's up, Brad?
what's going on?
You had a thing to talk
You had a
about,
hat
right?
on.
Little thing.
I had a hat on. It was giving me a headache. I took my hat off, and it's not giving me a headache anymore. But
That's good. I
yeah.
think I'm gonna get double iritis from wearing this fucking mask, but I gotta suffer through.
Well,
I'm enjoying looking at myself so much with it.
I know that feeling. If I were to title this story with a clickbait title, I guess it would be "I almost burned down the apartment the other day."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you ever seen that Micro Touch Solo commercial on the TV? The little trimmer for detailing facial hair or whatever hair you choose to cut with it.
Yeah, I think I might
Yeah.
have seen that.
I got one of those. It works pretty well. I'm happy with it. I still think $20 is too expensive for what it actually is. But anyway, I was using it the other day to trim up between my mustache and my beard, and it just died on me. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm sure the battery's dead. I don't think I've charged it since I got it. So I just reach down in my bathroom cabinet and pull out the first charger I see, thinking, oh, okay, well, let's see if this is it. It fits. Okay, cool. I go to plug it back in. The thing fucking has the power of a god in it. It's the light on there shining like one of the Infinity Stones. And it is going like, it is just, it'll cut through metal at this point. I'm like, okay, cool. And I finish it. I lay it down. I'm
Still
like,
plugged in.
Still plugged in. I'm like, well, that's a new smell. That's not a good smell. It smells kind of like burning plastic. I'm like, okay. Don't really think about it. I kind of finished doing like 3 minutes of other get ready for work stuff. And I'm like, okay, that smell's getting stronger. I look down, or I pick up the Micro Touch thing. It burns my fucking hand. I'm like, yank it out the wall. All right, yank it out the wall. And I start looking at the port, or the cable, because if you've ever owned a trimmer or electric shaver or something, it's a very particular round on 2 sides, and then
And they have to have a million different kinds.
They have to have a million different kinds. And then I noticed that I have a cord just hanging from my my shelving, and I'm like, okay. And I look at the cord, and I'm like, oh, this one's square. The one I had plugged in was a circle. Let's look at the back of this thing. It's a square, but it fit in the circle just fine. Okay, so I go and compare the amperage, and the one that I should have been using is rated at 0.5 amps. Okay. The one that I was using was rated at 25 amps.
Oh, shit.
Oh, 50 times the allotted.
Yeah. So
many amps.
I'm like, okay, I used to be in the vape game, so I know that batteries
can explode.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? Well, I got to go to work. I could just leave it on.
Flush it down the toilet.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Get out
I'm
of
like, okay, well, I don't really want to throw this thing away because I still use it. I still need it. So what I did is I put it in a little Ziploc baggie, and I hid it behind the dumpster, which is concrete, and it's got concrete walls behind it. And I figure if this thing explodes, it's going to explode here while I'm at work.
Unless a raccoon picks it up and carries it away.
Well, then that's his problem now.
He's got a nice $20 hair shaver thing.
A nice little trim.
You just drive in and there's a fucking headless raccoon laying into the fucking parking lot.
And a bunch of blue shitty pieces around. I'm
But
like,
it had a nice
"Oh,
shave. It had a
I
nice
wonder
shave.
what happened here." And well, I left it there after work, and then I got home from work, and it was still right where I left it, not exploded. And I was like, all right, I don't think it's going to explode.
So you've tried it. You've kept this thing.
Yeah, I kept it. It's in the bathroom. It's less than 5 feet away from me through the wall.
Like you got a snake in the bathroom just waiting to strike.
Well, I haven't even tried charging it yet. I am curious to see how long that power of the gods charge that was in it for a couple minutes will last. But yeah, that's a little fun thing.
I mean, I would hazard a guess that the integrity of the batteries have been compromised.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm never gonna charge that thing without me being around it.
I guess that's really not the direction I was going, but
you could
okay.
just leave it in the when you charge it, just charge it.
I
in
could
your
just
room
shave by the dumpster.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting this thing by your face. I don't know. I think I'd
maybe
throw that thing away, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I should be more direct. You should just throw it away.
Wasted $20. I ain't
You'll
buying
fucking
it.
blow your face off.
$20? Really? For $20, you're gonna end up looking like Nathan's mask.
Yeah.
It's not how
Look at
batteries
this. He'll
explode.
feel it. He'll feel it
You just
getting
flap
hot.
skin.
It's not how batteries explode.
You could set up some kind of a rig where like a shelf that hangs down into the toilet bowl, but not in the water. And then you shut the lid over it, but the cord goes in there and it charges inside there. So if it does flow,
It goes up the toilet.
Lots of water.
I
in
like
there.
your thinking because worst thing happens is the toilet explodes and then I get a new toilet because that toilet sucks. It doesn't.
No.
I don't know, Mario. I don't know
do,
why
man.
the damn
I don't know why that
exploded.
toilet exploded. I mean, it's old. It wasn't even working right. No wonder
Yep.
it exploded.
You ever seen Lethal Weapon? Which one is it? Lethal Weapon 2? The
with the toilet bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever seen that?
Yeah, tell Mario that's what happened.
They had to
I
jump
mean,
into
you've
the
seen
bathtub.
Lethal Weapon, right, Mario?
Is that the one with Jet Li and Chris Rock?
No, that's the third or fourth
Oh.
one. Fourth one.
That's
Fourth one.
Rush Hour. You guys
Yeah.
aren't talking about the same.
No.
What? No. Rush Hour is
Look
Jackie
at
Chan and
There's Jackie
Chris
Chan and
Tucker.
Chris Tucker. It's Rush
Jet
Hour.
Li and Chris Rock was in one of the Lethal Weapons.
Was Chris Rock in it? I know Jet Li.
Yeah,
was in it.
he was.
He might have had a bit part. Yeah.
He was marrying Danny Glover's daughter.
Yeah. He's
That's what
right.
it was.
He's right.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Rush Hour was a knockoff of Lethal Weapon 2.
No.
I mean,
It wishes it
replace
was that
Mel
good.
Gibson with Asian guy.
You
then
can't
yes.
replace Mel Gibson. Nobody can replace Mel Gibson. Legend.
So he
Absolute
said
legend.
something about the Jews.
Guy gets drunk one time, yelling at his wife, then yells at a cop about the Jews. Pays for it the rest of his life. The rest of his life.
That's not that Bruce Willis movie with the tower.
It's
And the-
Die Hard.
Yeah, it's
Die
not,
Hard.
it's not that how Die Hard is.
You know,
he got
with
drunk
the
and yelled
tower.
at his wife, and he's trying to get back together with her while he's
That is-
trying to.
yeah, that
defeat
is that
the-
movie.
Yeah, he does do that too.
Man, the
Die Hard.
80s were fun.
Yeah.
He throws Professor Snape out a window at the end.
Yeah, Snape goes through a window. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, I know we're super late, but Becca, I still want to
Yeah.
play a game. I hope everybody's cool with that. It's
Yeah.
only 12.
Yeah.
As long as it's quick. Yeah.
Yeah, let's play a quick game.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this game is a spooky game since this is a Halloween episode.
Perfect.
So I'm going to need all of you to pick a random letter from the alphabet. Don't think about it too hard. Just pick a letter.
J.
C.
Okay. Hold. Whoa.
You asked us to do something.
J.
We did it.
What'd you say, Steve-O?
C.
Okay. Patrick.
D.
Don't. Okay.
pick a good
Nathan.
one.
I said
Yeah,
P.
pick a good one.
P. And Dave.
Q.
I knew you were going to
don't-
pick you.
You
and
don't
just
want to
buried
do it.
your own-
You don't
You
want
don't.
to.
If it's
All right,
hard, I
Put
can
your
pick
own
one.
stack on the
All right,
surgery
M.
board.
Okay.
What is this game called?
It doesn't have a name.
It's called Spooky Halloween Game
It's called-
by Becca.
Yes. Yeah. How did you know?
It's Halloween.
Oh, right. It's
Yeah,
Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah.
Spooky Halloween is what we're calling it.
This game is called Spooky Halloween.
Game.
All right.
All right. So basically,
time.
I'm going to the letters that you guys picked. I'm going to give you 10 things, and you have to answer it with the letter. The answer has to start with the letter you picked.
Okay.
Okay. So then don't you dare be
You
thinking,
really should have let Dave pick Q.
Yeah.
I know. I
Dave
would have
can
done
call
that
an
for any of
audible. If he
you.
thinks of a good Q word, he can call an audible.
Okay, sure. We'll let you do that, but that's gonna be hard because now he's gonna be thinking in 2 different letters
Yeah,
at
think
once in his
Q
head.
first.
That's
and
a
then,
lot of letters.
If you're a man, Dave, I mean, if you're a man, you'll do that.
I'm a guy with
Okay.
a frog hat on. It's not very manly.
You're right about that.
Okay, now try to do it quick. Try
Okay.
to answer quick. Don't you be dilly dallying. Okay,
You're just gonna
we're
have to
starting with Brad
Okay.
Great.
because he's first
He
on
looks
the
super
list of
relaxed, too.
thumbnails
He's
to me.
ready.
Okay, Brad, your letter was J. Get ready. Okay, name, and these are all spooky themed. Okay, name
Spooky
something
Oh, it
black.
has to be spooky. Okay.
Justin Timberlake.
Say he's wrong.
Just
Say I'm wrong.
Something that flies.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus is definitely black.
Something that is nocturnal.
Jesus. Or Justin Timberlake.
But I feel like Becca's putting a lot of trust in verbal assault, not getting in trouble by asking name things that are black. It's just a bad idea all around.
It's about
This is the
Halloween.
after episode.
So far, I'm 3 for 3.
All right, yeah. Brad's good.
A good
That's
first name for a witch.
Jambalaya.
Jaunty.
Jemima.
Jauntus.
An animal.
Jumping Jehoshaphat's.
What?
The marsupial.
I wanted to say Jangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
That's racist.
That's what I'm talking about.
Why is it
That's what I
racist?
said- That's what I
It
said
just
not to
sounds
do.
racist. It's
Jenga,
like
Jangaroo.
Yeah, I mean, and then your inflection.
Begins with a D, thank you.
Those damn Jangaroos always walking in my yard.
Somebody unchained Jangaroo.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
All right. I'm gonna give you one. Is this taking a while? Do you think?
Yeah, don't do 10. Do like 5.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
only have. Okay. Here's what we'll do. That's it for you. You're done.
Okay.
I win.
Brad wins.
Okay. Now the next 5 questions I'm gonna give to Dave, and your letter was M
Q.
or Q. Okay. If
Q,
you want to go
then
with
M.
Q, I'll let you. But okay. Name a Halloween creature.
Mummy.
You went with them. Something you wouldn't want to eat.
Mango.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah, good one.
What?
Fuck
Spooky.
mango.
Sorry, I meant to say
Fuck
Dave, but I
mangoes.
whispered Brad.
Oh, yeah,
Something-
we did. We
Something
can whisper
scary.
to each other.
Something scary.
Oh, I wouldn't want to eat a mummy.
Something. No, the next one is
No, what's
just something
scary?
scary. Just
I'll
something.
give you a clue.
Swear
You
to
put
God,
it in your
Dave.
penis.
Something
I swear
scary
to
that
God,
starts
Dave,
with
if you
an
don't
M.
say queef at least one time, I'm going to be upset.
That queef can be scary.
Something scary that
Very
starts with M.
I'll give you a hint. It's something you put in your penis.
Mustard.
Monsoon.
Monsoon.
I was thinking maggots, but
I have
whatever.
monsoon penis.
Old monsoon penis.
All right, Dave. This is your wheelhouse. A kind of candy.
Starts with M.
Yeah, I can't think of one.
None of them.
Only 2.
Mounds.
I can't
Only
think of
two.
one. I can
Milk
only
duds.
think of 2.
Milk dud. Okay, he's got milk duds. Something you could dress up for Halloween as.
Starts with M. Well,
Yeah.
I'd go with mummy again.
Was I not
Macy
clear
Gray.
about
Oh my
the rules?
God, Dave.
Really? Dave. Spread your wings and fly, man.
Well, I guess I'd go with maggot.
Not going to pick
All
Macy
right.
Gray.
All right. I'm moving on to Nathan. Nathan,
Yeah.
your letter was P.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna see. I've asked all the questions already, but you don't know which ones you're gonna get, so I know you can't. be
Okay, I
prepared
get
for
the repeats.
it.
Queef. Queef.
No, your letter's P.
Oh, P.
Queef for everything.
Queef.
Okay, something
Mummy.
something that flies.
Mummies.
Penguins.
Barely.
Penguins don't fly.
That's why I said it.
Have you not seen Madagascar?
Yeah.
Or
Somebody's
Surf's
not seen
Up.
Madagascar.
They fly underwater.
Hey, it's
All right.
true. Air
A
is
good
the
first
fluid.
a good first name for a witch.
Pimple.
That's good.
Gross.
Yeah.
A Halloween creature.
Pterodactyl.
It's good. Starts with a P.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
pretty
Very clever.
Yeah.
A kind of candy.
Queef. I don't know. What is a candy that begins with a P?
We tried to tell Dave
Peanut
Eminem.
brittle?
Peanut
Pucker.
brittle.
Payday.
There's those
Payday?
pucker things.
Yeah, payday.
Yeah, payday.
Payday.
That's the obvious answer.
Peanut brittle. Okay. Yeah. I'll go with those.
Hey, he gets the point.
This new special candy called Prolapse. It's my favorite. It's high in protein and fiber.
All
Give
right.
you that pink sock. You
Yeah.
always wanted.
Ew.
Yeah.
All right, Nathan, your last one. Something
Yeah.
you could dress up for us for Halloween as.
A Pringle.
Just one
One
singular
Pringle?
Or Matrix,
I mean-
that's the gayest answer I've ever heard.
I mean, yeah, out of all the possible P words, that's got to be the most PC.
Yeah,
one that you
whatever.
could have chosen.
Whatever. I'll just say mummy again for the 4th time.
All right, Patrick,
Yeah.
your letter was D.
Yep.
Okay, something that flies.
A dragon.
A good first name for a witch.
Gillhole.
What?
Dill.
Patrick knows this game.
A Halloween creature.
Dave 70.
Something scary.
Dave 70.
Yeah.
Something you could dress up as for Halloween.
Dave 70.
Triple threat.
I saw it coming. All right,
Triple
Steve-O,
word score.
All right.
your letter was C.
Yep.
Something that is nocturnal.
Cat.
A Halloween creature.
Fucking. We gotta go better than cat.
You can't do it. You can't do what everyone else has done.
Crotch.
What?
There's some scary ones out there.
Crotches are definitely nocturnal.
It's a crotch that's nocturnal. A
My crotch
creature,
is
It does
nocturnal.
not ask for consent.
That's right.
Something you don't want to eat.
Cunnilingus.
Caterpillar.
Why? It's something you could dress up as for Halloween.
Cow.
Fantastic. Y'all did great.
That's it? That was only 4, I thought.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Good first name for a witch.
Oh.
Cooter.
Condoleezza Rice.
You should have gone. I feel like you should have gone with the murder, fuck, kill of monsters. We should probably just do that.
Oh, that would have been cool.
All right, real quick, everybody. Okay, fuck, marry, kill.
All right, what monster?
We're gonna go with the big thing from Tremors. the
Graboid.
Wait, the
Yeah.
graboid. Okay.
Okay, that. Fucking Kuato from what's that movie?
Total Recall.
The wild.
Yeah, from Total Recall. Kuato.
Okay.
Which one's Quato again?
It's the baby that comes out of the dude's
Okay.
stomach.
Okay.
And then
Not a baby. It's just a mutant.
okay.
Yeah.
And then what the sparkly vampire guy from Twilight. Fuck, marry, kill. Everybody, make your choice.
The order that you said those is my fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
Fuck Graboid. Marry.
I'll speak
Quato.
on behalf of the guy that likes to put worms in his wiener, and he would definitely fuck the Graboid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave?
Wait, let Steve-O give his other.
Oh,
take.
I thought he was
wait,
disagreeing
we
with
have
that.
what? Sparkly vampire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that's. Wait, if I would marry him, or
Yeah,
if,
it is up to you. You are either you're gonna fuck one of them, you're gonna marry one
what
of
was
them. you're
the
gonna kill one
what
of
was the other one that I forget?
It was Graboid.
Graboid.
Quaalude.
Oh,
Quato.
marry Quato because just wise, and you never
get 2 and 1.
You don't have to worry about ever having to fuck him.
He's got connections too. You'll get all the oxygen.
That's right, and then kill the sparkly vampire.
Okay, this is easy. This is easy.
Yeah,
It's
all our
easy.
answers are the same.
Yeah.
No. My answer is totally different.
Really?
Well, I'll get this one out of the way quick. Kill Quato.
Okay.
Marry the Graboid because you'll never see it. Just sit on a rock.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck that sparkly vampire. That was a good looking dude.
Really? I hate sparkling vampires. So I would kill the fuck out of that thing.
Well,
that thing.
Yeah. I would probably try to do fuck the Graboid because it doesn't know to consent. So it's not gonna hurt it. And then marry the what's the Total Recall's creature's name again?
Quato.
Quato. Yeah. Because it's gonna be able to. Like, you married 2 people there because they both talk, so you'd be cool with that, I guess.
Okay.
Every one of you guys would fuck the Graboid.
Why
No.
not?
No, I was speaking on behalf of the worm
Oh.
fucker.
Oh, okay. But you
I
personally.
feel like he needed a voice in this.
Oh, okay. Did
I
Dave,
think I'll
did
put it-
Dave give
I'll-
us an
I'll-
answer?
No, he refuses because his dad's gonna listen.
What?
Your
I hate
dad would
sparkly
answer.
vampires.
What do you think Johnny would do?
John, kill them all.
That's not an answer, Dave.
I mean, I guess, the wormy thing, I'd probably just marry it, just like you said.
Oh, you're gonna
And
marry
then,
the anything. Yeah. okay.
Sparkly vampire,
He might
He's
be a
a
good
tra-
time, right?
If
Yeah,
he's
it
a
might be a good
trap,
time, really.
He can
You know, he
probably
might be a
suck some
sensitive
serious
lover.
dick, Yeah.
He's been around for a long time. He knows a lot.
Yeah, he's...
I'd kill the Kawatu, man. I don't want nothing like that. That's creepy shit.
So me and Dave have the same
Hmm.
answer. We're the men of refinement in this conversation.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
And everyone else agreed. Okay.
Becca, give us your answer.
I would fuck, marry, and kill all 3.
That's still
That's
not an
fair.
answer.
It's still not an answer.
In that order, or
Yep.
Interesting.
No. Well, I guess I'd marry the vampire because he has lots
the most
of
human characteristics.
money.
yeah, he's probably got some like hundreds of year old investments and shit.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
money. He's
And
got
experience.
Yeah.
And he glitters during the day.
I don't care about that. It's really just the money, I think. And then I would kill Quato, and I guess I'd fuck the worm. But I would be thinking about Kevin Bacon the whole time.
Who wouldn't be? Now that you say that, yeah, yeah, it's true. If I think of Tremors, I do think of Kevin Bacon more than anything else.
It's the only one that can
Yeah, me
protect
too.
us from them.
And also playing that lava game when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's been an awesome show. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody. I feel like we maintained our greatness from last week. We've kept the bar high. We didn't slump,
Yeah.
which is good. Which is good.
Witches. What'd you say about witches?
Witches,
Huh?
they're good.
All right.
Pimple the witch.
Pimple the witch.
Hello, dearie. Come over here and suck on Pimple's pimple.
And then she lifts up her skin flap, and there's a pimple underneath it.
She keeps that skin flap there so that the pimple stays a pimple, so it never really gets that chance to heal.
Yeah.
It occasionally squirts out pus.
That's gross.
Oh, that's gross, Dave.
She'll end up
That's
cursing you, and
gross.
you'll end up getting a swollen scrotum.
You guys have made me real uncomfortable this evening with all your disgusting topics. Thank you.
Oh, it's verbal assault.
I wish if I had two, like, if I could just like scream and make
Oh,
these like
man.
things flap on the side, kind of like that.
Yeah, you guys
That'd be
definitely
awesome.
need to see when the episode comes up with Brian wearing that.
Yeah, it's
fucking
horrifying.
Yeah, I want to
it's
see
really
that.
horrifying.
No more popcorn, y'all. No more popcorn.
Oh, so
Check 'em out.
I was talking. So when we were doing that, at one point Brian's out in the woods up the hill yelling, "Help me!" and screaming in the woods. And right as we were doing that, my aunt's boyfriend comes.
Yep.
I didn't even see him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Apparently
me
he
and
came
Brian
down.
seen
He,
him
he had a
flash his
light.
flashlight.
They were like, "Run down here," and I thought they were doing another bit. I thought you guys were just like wanted to film me running.
Because I first noticed it, I was like,
Yeah.
"There's a dude up there with a flashlight. It's your neighbors." I didn't realize that was like your aunt living up there. I just
Yeah.
thought that was some random people. But yeah, I noticed the flashlight. And I was like, "Yeah, somebody's coming down."
Well, I don't
And
know
was
that. I don't know that guy at all, but apparently he's like a man's man. He was a PI for a long time, and I told my sister, I was like, "Yeah, he came down, and we were worried he was going to call the police." And she's like, "You're lucky he didn't shoot you." So,
Yeah.
like
'Cause
okay, okay,
Brian
good.
did so good with it, fucking screaming and yelling.
Yeah,
I had the help and shit like that. Yeah.
he can project. He can project some volume. There's
Oh,
some
yeah.
volume in those
Yeah.
woods. Yeah. Okay, Becca, it's that time now. It's that time.
Yeah, after all y'all's disgusting worms and stuff, I need to bring some beauty back into this thing. So
Yeah, definitely.
Beauty.
okay. So this poem is called Known for His Words. Might as well be on the same side while we're here, doing stupid things. Looking so hard for a good reason to go back. We never considered crawling forward to pleasure in an appropriate situation. What would it take to remove the mask? You would think this scene was used up by now, but the science behind it speaks for itself.
Ooh. Out to our listeners, pay attention to those words. Thank you, Becca. Thank you to Haywood Banks for our theme song. Thank you, everyone, for a great podcast.
Follow us on twitter.com/_verbal assault_. And for those audio and YouTube watchers, catch us live so you can comment and chime in. Mixer.com/verbal assault podcast. Support us somehow.
Yeah, support us if you just straight listen to audio. Support us on iTunes. Leave a 5-star review, and even support us on Patreon at patreon.com/verbal assault. Through there, that'd be sweet.
Then, if you want to ask us who we'd like to fuck, marry, kill, why don't you just call up that old 865-316-6955 and we'll tell you.
And be like Dave's dad. Leave that voicemail. Strike up
Dave's
conversation.
dad, we're looking for you.
All right,
Dave's
then.
dad, let us know how this episode went.
And here we go. Deuces.